With that, let us bring in OutKick host Tomi Lahren. Tomi, great to have you as always. Look, I understand that the White House needs to save face, and that display by Jean-Pierre is the best that they could do, apparently. But at some point, doesn't the White House need to acknowledge the horrific crime crisis that is going on in our country in order to stop the carnage?
Todd, what you're seeing in real time, by the way, is Democrats at large trying to decide if they're going to simply ignore crime, pretend it doesn't exist, or they're going to go the route of falsely and moronically blaming Republicans for it. That is what we are seeing. It's going to be a huge vulnerability for Democrats, because when you walk down your street, when you're in your subway, when you're in your own backyard and you don't feel safe, it doesn't matter if you're the wokest of the liberals or the most conservative out there. You care about your safety. Parents care about the safety of their children. When you have smash and grabs, when you have violent crime going on in your cities on a daily basis, and it's not just the big cities, by the way, this is trickling down into smaller cities and to small towns as well, you're going to vote for the party that believes in holding felons and thugs accountable, not the party that believes in undermining law enforcement and coddling thugs and felons.
Yeah, there's this new ABC News Washington Post poll that everybody's talking about right now. A lot of good news for Republicans in it. One of the stats is that people rely or trust Republicans more to handle the crime issue than Democrats. But then another portion, Tomi, found that if the House election were held today, 47% would choose GOP, the Republicans, 46 would favor Democrats. So really neck and neck. Why do you think that is, with all the kitchen table issues that Republicans can run on? And does that concern you?
Hey, listen, this is going to be still a challenge for Republicans, as it always is, because Republicans, as we know, conservatives, as we know, do not control media, do not control Hollywood, do not control academia. Yeah. So the left has a huge advantage because they get to control a large part of the narrative. So they get to shape it in any way they want. That's why you're seeing the White House play these tricks. Like I said at the top of this, there are going to be low information viewers and voters that think that crime is not bad, and there's going to be some that think it might actually be Donald Trump's fault, because if they watch the other networks, that's what they hear and that's what they believe. However, it's going to be up to Republicans to get the message out and not just talk about how bad crime is, but talk about the solutions. The solutions, as we know, are very simple. Fund police, support police, boost morale, and stop undermining your police force with these activist DAs who don't care about the safety and security of their citizens and their law-abiding, decent folks.
Yeah, KJP, Jean-Pierre, said this election is going to be a split screen on crime. I don't know about you, Tomi. I take that split screen every single day of the week if I'm the Republicans, don't you?
Yeah, that split screen looks pretty good for those with an R behind their name. But hey, listen, we can't rest on our laurels. We have to make sure we're getting the message out. It's going to be harder for the Republicans to do so, but it's worth it every time. We have to protect everybody in this country, not just the Republicans, not just the Democrats, not just the mega Republicans, but everybody deserves to feel safe in their city.
That's a great message. Tomi Lahren, we love having you on. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.